The rain had just started to fall over the small regional airport in Ohio, turning the tarmac into a mirror of silver puddles. Inside the dimly lit hangar, the smell of jet fuel hung heavy in the air. David Turner, a janitor for the maintenance company that serviced private planes, dragged his mop across the slick concrete floor. He moved quietly, almost invisible, like he always had for the past 15 years. He wasn't a man who demanded attention. His worn-out sneakers and faded baseball cap told a silent story of long shifts, meager paychecks, and a life spent behind the scenes. But tonight, he wasn't alone in the hangar. His 19-year-old daughter, Emily, was perched on an overturned crate in the corner, a textbook balanced on her lap. She had been coming here after her college classes, waiting for her father's shift to end so they could walk home together. It wasn't because she needed to. David had told her countless times she could stay home and rest, but Emily liked being here. Planes fascinated her. She would sometimes set her books aside and watch the mechanics work on the sleek private jets, her eyes wide with curiosity. Her dream was clear. She wanted to be an aircraft engineer. But dreams are expensive, and Emily knew her father's janitor salary barely covered rent and groceries. She had been accepted into an engineering program, but tuition was another mountain to climb. That night, as David finished sweeping under a massive Gulfstream G700, a voice echoed from the far side of the hangar. "Hey! Watch where you're mopping. This jet is worth more than your life." It was Trevor Banks, the lead mechanic. He was a man with a permanent smirk and a sharp tongue. David kept his head down and muttered an apology. But Emily bristled. She hated the way people treated her father, as if his job made him less of a man. Trevor and the rest of the crew were buzzing about the G700. It belonged to none other than Robert Kingsley, a billionaire tech mogul known for his sharp business instincts and less than warm personality. He had landed in Ohio unexpectedly for a private meeting, and now his jet was having a serious mechanical issue. "This thing's grounded until we get the hydraulic pump replaced," Trevor complained. "And the replacement won't arrive for at least 12 hours. Kingsley's gonna lose it." Emily, half listening, glanced up from her textbook. She had been studying aircraft systems and instantly recognized the problem. "Wait," she said softly, almost to herself. "You don't actually need a full replacement for that pump. You can realign the pressure seals manually and flush the system. It'll hold for at least a few hours of flight time." Trevor spun around, eyebrows raised. "And you are?" "Emily," she said, her voice steadier now. "I'm studying aerospace engineering. My dad works here." Trevor laughed. "That's cute. Why don't you stick to your homework and let the professionals handle this?" David shot her a warning glance, but Emily's mind was already racing. She knew she was right. She'd read about this exact malfunction in one of her courses. And if she could just get a look at the pump, she could fix it. As the mechanics debated, Robert Kingsley himself walked into the hangar, flanked by 2 assistants. His tailored suit looked out of place among the grease-stained coveralls, and his expression was pure irritation. "I need this plane in the air in 30 minutes, Kingsley said sharply. "I have a 9-figure deal waiting in New York. What's the delay?" Trevor stammered, explaining the part shortage. Kingsley's jaw tightened. "Then get creative. I didn't become a billionaire by accepting excuses." Emily stood up. Her heart was pounding so loudly she thought the whole hangar could hear it. "I can fix it," she blurted out. The room went silent. Kingsley's piercing gaze swept over her. "And you are?" "Emily Turner. My dad works here. I've studied this exact failure before. It's not the pump itself. It's the alignment of the seals and the hydraulic flow. I can have it flight ready in 20 minutes. Trevor snorted. She's a kid with a textbook, not a certified mechanic. But Kingsley didn't look away from her. "And if you fail, then you've lost 20 minutes you were already going to waste," Emily replied. A tense beat passed before Kingsley said, "Fine. You've got 20 minutes. Everyone else, give her space." Emily's hands trembled as she slid under the sleek belly of the jet, tools clinking in her grasp. She had never worked on a real aircraft before. Only models and simulations, but the diagrams in her head were crystal clear. She removed the panel, examined the pump, and spotted the problem instantly. Step by step, she realigned the seals, flushed the system, and recalibrated the pressure flow. Her knuckles were scraped, her hair clung to her forehead with sweat, but she didn't stop until the last bolt was tightened. "Try it now," she called. The mechanics powered up the system. The hydraulics hummed back to life, smooth and steady. Trevor's jaw dropped. Kingsley's lips curved into something that might have been the ghost of a smile. "How did you?" Trevor began. Emily wiped her hands on her jeans. "I told you. I studied it." Kingsley stepped forward. "What's your name again?" "Emily Turner." "You just saved me a deal worth hundreds of millions," he said. "What do you want in return?" Emily froze. She wanted to say nothing, but the truth was, she knew exactly what she wanted. Her father's tired eyes, the overdue tuition bills. This was her one chance. "I want a scholarship," she said finally, "to finish my aerospace engineering degree. And a job offer when I graduate." Kingsley stared at her for a long moment, then extended his hand. "Done." The hangar erupted in murmurs. David's mouth fell open in disbelief. That night, as Kingsley's jet lifted into the rain-slick sky, Emily stood beside her father on the tarmac. He put an arm around her shoulders, his voice thick with emotion. "You didn't just fix a jet today," he said. "You changed your life." But over the next few months, Emily realized something else. She hadn't just changed her life. Kingsley kept his word, not only funding her education but also starting a mentorship program for underprivileged students in engineering, inspired by her determination. Emily graduated top of her class, walked into her first day at Kingsley Aerospace, and looked out over a hangar full of aircraft, not as a janitor's daughter, but as an engineer who had earned her place. Years later, when people asked her how she got her start, Emily would smile and say, "Sometimes opportunity doesn't knock. Sometimes it lands broken in front of you, and you have 20 minutes to fix it." And she always added, "Kindness and belief in someone's potential can change everything, because that's exactly what changed mine."